It's Eddie from Tokyo. This is your cryptocurrency update from Japan. It's Thursday here, and wow, I use this sentiment viz, which gives me a very good indication as to how the market is feeling. You know, technical analysis is a good way to look at some of the trends and history of where trading has been, but in terms of where trading is going, I think looking at the sentiment is one of the most powerful ways. This is a tool that I'm going to introduce to you that will allow you to find some of the most pertinent information at that moment of what's driving the sentiment. So I saw this, I went to take a look, and I used XRP as my search word, and wow, this was one of the most negative days I've seen. So this, if it's to my left, this is people have negative comments, angry comments, unhappy comments. To the right is more calm, more excited, pleasant. So you can see that we are, as of right now, there's a whole lot of activity going on the negative side. So when you click on any one of these, you can see that the Twitter, the actual tweet will come up, and you can see in particular down to exactly what they're talking about. You can click on the links and it'll actually take you to the Twitter website. So in this particular cluster, there were, I think it said 17 within the same subject. And what I found was this article. So this led me to what everybody's talking about. This article here just came out a few hours ago. I'm sure a lot of you are already aware of this because I think it's about 9 hours old. It's 6 to 9 hours old, somewhere in there. So Ripple's XRP isn't making Western Union's payments cheaper, CEO says. And I thought, wow, what is this? So since Western Union began testing the cryptocurrency from Ripple called XRP, for payments 6 months ago, the money transfer company has yet to see financial benefit. Now, I know that the article is rather long. I don't want to take you to line by line by line. However, I do want to point out this part here. So it says the CEO, whose name is Ersek, cautioned that the pilot may be too early on or too small to draw conclusions. And I thought, okay, as Western Union has only tested the cryptocurrency for transfers between two currencies, US dollars and Mexican pesos so far. Indeed, Western Union has sent just 10 payments using XRapid to date. Far too few to reap significant results, according to, it's a difficult name, Ashish Birla, Ripple's Senior Vice President of Product. I just think it's a little bit of a careless comment. This particular CEO is making a statement like this publicly with only testing 10 payments thus far. I just think he could have said it's far too early to tell. We are in the middle of our testing phase. And, you know, there are so many ways he could have handled this. So if they were to move volume at scale, then maybe you would see something. But with 10, it's not surprising that they're not seeing saving costs, Birla said. They do millions of transactions a month, and I am not surprised that with 10 transactions, it didn't have earth-shattering results. Yeah, I just have to say, I'm just so shocked. So who is this CEO? His name is Hikmet Ersek, and he was born in Istanbul, Turkey. He has a very interesting background because he was born to a Christian mother from Austria and a Muslim father from Turkey. His parents met in Paris, and then he settled in Istanbul. He has a master's degree in economics and business administration, and he speaks English, German, and Turkish fluently. Impressive. And he also had a short career as a professional basketball player. He currently lives in the Denver metro area and serves as the CEO of Western Union. Okay, well, I just didn't want to stop there. Now, I'm not going off in a tangent. You know, I had somebody who watched one of my videos say that he couldn't follow me because I was going off into tangents. No, not really. I'm going off into an organic thought process as I look at stories and research. So, I don't think I'm going off into tangents here. The article was written by two young women. One, if we go back there and take a look here, it was written by a senior staff writer by the name of Jen, here it is, Weissner. She's a senior writer. She graduated from Northwestern University in journalism in 2009. And then Lucinda Shen, who on her LinkedIn, she says she graduated from the University of St. Andrews and UNC of media and journalism, but she doesn't post her graduation date. She looks quite young. So I always think, you know, who's behind these stories? Because everybody always has some interest as to why they put a story like this out there. Because to me, this is like one of those stories that's going to wave a lot of red flags. Maybe it's because Fortune wants to attract readers, and so it's kind of promoted that the writers at Fortune should put these kind of articles out there. I think it's a little bit careless, to be honest with you. So I searched for a little bit of information that could maybe balance this off or maybe explain. So just today's news. So this is the 13th of June, 2018. It talks about why Western Union CEO doesn't see Bitcoin a fast track to overtaking dollars and euros. Now, I know this is a little bit different, but I think what this article will show you is that the CEO, Hikmet Ersek, is really a fiat guy. So Western Union won't add cryptocurrency transfer solutions to its arsenal soon, he said. Speaking at an economic club of New York on Wednesday morning, the head of the money transfers giant explained that customers firmly favor the currency over upstart digital counterparts due to the broad usability of cold, hard assets like cash. So we can see he is believing that his customers don't want to use a digital currency that the Ripple Labs can offer him, because he's convinced, or at least he said in this particular Wednesday morning talk, that his customers love the hard assets like cash. The consumers tell us what they want, Ersek said. People aren't paying their hospital bills in cryptos, he said. So he's just not quite, he's conservative and he's sticking to his old ways. And he likes, I'm sure, the fact that he can transact quicker and less expensive, but he's not been sold yet on whether there should be a replacement to fiat. So ultimately, nations built on flags, constitutions, borders, and currencies. This tells it all to me. He said there is no central home to a reserve currency would be willing to give that kind of control away. Yeah, I have to agree with him there. Digital currencies came into existence in the aftermath of the 2000-2009 financial crisis, which was mitigated by the wave of easy money policies enacted by the Federal Reserve, and so on, as the article goes on to say. So I can now understand that with just 10 transactions and from where he's coming from, this is going to be a big challenge for Ripple to get him to use the currency, the XRP currency. So that's that. Okay, next. Wow, I found something kind of fun for you. This is actually one of the many blogs, and this is a blog that is in Japanese, of course, and it's about the Ripple SBI VC, which is the VC trade site that was just launched. And it is, it's very current. It is, what is it? It came out, this is just on the 11th. Yeah. Okay. So Monday, this was published, and it talks about some of the user reaction to the SBI VC trade site. And let me just tell you a little bit about what it is saying here. It says that the Ripple users, by the way, in Japan are called Ripplers. So the Ripplers, as he refers to them all. So the Ripplers have a little bit of concern on 2 points. One is BitBank, which I had said in the last 30 days ending in May, BitBank transacted more XRP to yen than anyone else in the world, and it was a record. And it's because they do have a promotion or a campaign right now, which has a zero fee campaign until the end of September. And so the Ripplers are a little bit like, why do we want to use the SBI VC trade? Because we can use BitBank's free campaign right now. So that was one issue that they brought up. The second one is that they're not very happy that a current Rippler cannot deposit XRP into SBI VC. In order to hold XRP with SBI VC, you have to deposit Japanese yen and purchase XRP, which has, maybe put some people off, because I'm sure some of the Ripplers had existing XRP and maybe they wanted to transfer their XRP over to the website and then convert to yen. But that is not the case. You have to actually buy your XRP through the website. So this is just something that is, according to this blogger, 2 anxious points that have been brought up. All right. Now you know Rippler. So are you a Rippler? We go from Ripplers to rumors. The ICO Journal, just a few days ago, back on the 6th, actually had a rumor out there that they were dropped a note by a Ripple insider that piqued their interest. And not only did Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse announced this week that they were in talks with dozens of banks to offer blockchain capabilities to money transfers, but that more announcements were on the way. And an announcement of pending announcements, those seem to be popular in crypto. Yeah, definitely. So, okay, let's take a look at what this note actually said that was passed. So according to this source, attempting to send this to you without being outed, but we have had a few discussions with reps at JPMorgan in respects to our capabilities and what we bring to the table should they engage us. Not much more has happened beyond that, but initial talks have actually occurred. That much I can confirm. Super nervous to be sending you this info, but hope that you can keep me anonymous. They abbreviated anon and protected. Our execs working overtime to put together the biggest partnership headlines they can. All I got for now, more to come if developments occur. Wow, what a deep source this person has, right? I thought, holy cow. Well, it could be true. It wouldn't surprise me at all. They're talking to JPMorgan because everybody wants to get in on a faster transaction blockchain. If we look at the JPMorgan website, yes, sirree, they definitely indeed announced that the first new U.S. payment system in 40 years is coming, and it aims to dramatically simplify processes from transaction initiation through to reconciliation. So pivotal to this is the way real-time payments, which they abbreviate as RTP, combines immediate funds availability, settlement finality, instant confirmation, and integrated information flows, all in a payment made in seconds. So we know that if it's happening in seconds, it very well could be something with the Ripple group. Bringing together speed, data, and communication solves for long-standing changes. Okay, so I thought to myself, well, yeah, but let's take a look even further. So back on wasn't too long ago, May 3rd, 2018, you can find there was a U.S. Patent and Trademark Office application filled out by JPMorgan. And this actually was, here's the abstract: systems and methods for an application of distributed ledgers for network payments as financial exchange settlement and reconciliations are disclosed. In one embodiment, the method for processing network payments using a distributed ledger may include a payment originator initiating blah, 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 blah. Okay, so yeah, maybe they're building their own ledger and blockchain. So I think that it would make sense that they are possibly pursuing one or the other, depending on what's more efficient for them. Do they want to rely on a third party, or do they want to do it in-house? If we go down to 10, this was kind of interesting to me. It says the method of claim 1, wherein the payment transaction is conducted in a single currency. Yeah, it's a very, very long patent application. I'm going to put it in the comment section. If you would like to read line by line, please feel free to take a look. It's quite interesting. Yeah, I don't want to get too lost because the video becomes too long. So I'm going to put that in the comment section. But it makes me think that they are possibly pursuing their own distributed ledger and peer-to-peer network. If you look at one of the inventors, I must have taken his, he's a blockchain guy. They attribute, it's back on, yeah, so it's back on their, who the inventors are. Where did I see that? They actually list, maybe it was on the actual patent. They list the, here it is. Here's the inventors. And this particular person right here, Naveen Malala, he's a very big blockchain guy. Makes me think that, if we take a look at each one of these people and inventors, we can probably figure out exactly what it is that they're going to do with this patent. But it looks like to me they're probably going to build their own, But at the same time, they're probably in talks with Ripple too. Of course, you would want to explore all your options. Okay. One last little Japanese article here. This is Coin Otaku. This is one of the great blogs out there, and this particular person is covering Ripple all the time. And recently, there was an awards given to the best place to buy XRP in Japan. And I think the most interesting part of this article is that it is the awards were given by the students at Todai, which is the University of Tokyo, which is the #1 university in all of Japan. So these kids are quite special. And in this case, they recommend the 3 top places to buy Ripple. #1, they gave the award to BitBank. And if you remember, BitBank is the exchange that offers the mobile app and has that zero campaign right now from yen to XRP. And then the second place was DMM. They are a big internet service provider. And then there is CoinCheck. CoinCheck is, they say here, it's because it's so easy to use. And the DMM offers some FX spot trading, so that was why it was chosen for the second place. And the first place, the reason why XRP is the best place to buy is on BitBank because of the zero fee campaign right now. So the SBI site, I know all of these sites are going to get incredibly competitive to win the users over. So chances are we'll see some big campaigns come from the SBI VC trade site as well. All right, I just wanted to show you one more picture. This is from a bookstore yesterday in Tokyo, in the central business district in Minato-ku. Look at how many Bitcoin and virtual currency magazines there are. Actually, all of these are Bitcoin. Bitcoin. It's just all Bitcoin. And here is the #1 book in the bestseller list right now, and it is about Bitcoin as well. So Bitcoin is still big news here in Japan. Okay, everybody. I think that's all I have for you right now. Let me see if I can just say goodbye to you. Okay. Use that sentiment viz to get on the stories quickly so you can find out what people are talking about. I'll put the link in the comment section. Until then, sayonara for now. Take care. Bye-bye.